with.
Ranking Member Kuster, you are now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, and thank you for helping us dive right into this. And as you can tell, we're not IT experts, so the acronyms can take us a minute. I want to start, and I think I've asked some of you this before, but I just am curious. A couple of years ago, I met with a company. The name of the company, I believe, is ZocDoc. Do you know this story? So about efficiency, because one of the things that we deal with, we want to serve the veterans, and we're tasked with protecting the taxpayers. And the story that I hear over and over is veterans miss appointments because maybe they can't get a ride, maybe it's scheduled 2 months in advance and they don't get reminded. And this system is an IT system that improves efficiency by having reliable patients scheduled in the morning, less reliable patients in the afternoon, but you can double book in the afternoon so we don't have physicians waiting around for patients who don't show. Do you know about this? Have you talked to them? How could we speed this up? They could help you.
First of all, I've known ZocDoc since they were a little tiny startup in Manhattan in 2007.
It just seems like one of those great ideas.
No question about it. There are many, many commercial companies out there. ZocDoc clearly is a leader in that area, but I know this field extremely well. We need this capability. You're exactly right. This is what VAR was developed to do. Whether VAR meets all the requirements and whether we should abandon it and go with a commercial system, I think that we're open to that. What we don't want to do is start over when we have VAR that actually is ready to be put out into 7 of our VAs.
So, and my time is limited, I don't mean to be rude. So VAR, you're in pilot right now for veterans to be able to self-schedule, and will that be tiered that way so it's done efficiently from the workflow end of things, from the VA end of things?
It does not have all the features that you've talked about adding the ability to overbook and capacity management. There may be some more features of that in what Mass has, and that's part of what we're going to evaluate. But what it begins to do is to let veterans schedule appointments themselves or cancel appointments themselves.
Which is also very important. My father-in-law used the VA. It's important to know when you can get a ride there, when it works for you. And then I want to follow up. So I'm beginning to understand the big picture. Mass is a much bigger platform. It's going to be able to deal with the work processes, et cetera. Can you give me a few specifics? 2 minutes, and then lots of people are going to ask you the same question or more. What's the timing? What can we expect? And what's the cost? And we want to work with you. We want to solve this problem. We will go to our colleagues, Rs and Ds, and ask them for the funds, but we need some accountability.
I'll try to do it briefly and then ask Ms. Council if she wants to add anything. I think you mentioned this in your opening statement. The project cost for Mass is up to $624 million. The pilot alone for 3 sites would be $152 million. We have spent to date on Mass in the planning $11.8 million.
Okay.
The entire cost for VSE, the alternative scheduling system, is $6.4 million.
Okay.
The rollout for VSE would be over the summer to do a national rollout. The rollout for Mass would be a 10-month pilot at 3 sites,
okay.
Which we could start at any point if we want to. And then the rollout nationally beyond the 3 sites would be a much longer period of time. I don't have the exact, but I would guess it would be a year or greater.
Could we, my time is almost up, but it occurs to me, could we come and have a demonstration so that we could actually understand, I mean, for the taxpayers, 6.4 million sounds better, but obviously it doesn't do the same thing. And we want long-term savings, long-term accessibility for physicians, capability for the whole system. But the frustration we have is that we keep hearing about great systems and then we get halfway into it and then it didn't work, so we gave that project up. And, you know, where I come from, 600 million, that's a lot of money. That's a lot. So I'm going to yield back, but I'd love to, if we could work with the committee to
we'd be glad to do that.
Demonstration so we have a better understanding.
And what we're trying to say very transparently is we think it's a lot of money too. We're trying to make the best decision for exactly as you're saying, the veterans and the taxpayers. And everything's on the table. We'd be glad to show you this and get your thoughts on it. Anybody would be welcome.
That'd be very helpful. Thank you. I yield back.
Thank you, Ranking Member Kuster. Dr. Benishek, you're now recognized for 5 minutes.